Frank complains about everything, and then he's the one who's also the problem.
Damn it.
You said you weren't gonna do anything.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then he complains that it takes long to set up everything, and then he doesn't help set up anything.
That's
Why is the
crazy.
first
So for what? What do you do? Plug in a microphone?
Yeah,
into
like,
the
you're
laptop?
like, and we're all like, okay, give us help then.
Can you
you
give
just
him one of
criticize?
those Japanese toys to mess around with so he doesn't fucking click his keys?
What the fuck
He's
is
gonna click his key.
Give him an
Maybe
actual toy.
Give him something that spins. Is there something that spins over there?
Because he
That'd be nice.
he twiddles his thumbs.
I need
Give him
Okay.
something to fiddle with.
Okay,
It's
so
not
we got
easy.
Dylan, we got Ian,
So,
Ian.
real quick.
we got Frank,
real quick.
we got Matt,
What's the best Adam Sandler movie?
we got Justin, and I'll answer.
Okay.
What's yours, or should I go first?
Go.
Off the top of my head, if we're talking comedy, probably The Wedding Singer. I like that one. But I also like Uncut Gems a lot. I love Uncut Gems. And
I'm
I
a
think-
sucker for Waterboy.
I like the... Is he in The Longest Yard
What
too?
was it?
Yeah.
He's
He
in the-
is the longest
Fire
yard,
movie.
Yeah, he's in The Longest Yard too. What about you, Ian?
I'd probably say Grown Ups.
Ooh, wait a
I don't
minute.
know.
That's
Like,
up there.
I haven't watched
Fuck.
a lot of Adam Sandler movies. I'm looking through them right now.
Oh, you had to pull up a...
I had
What's
to pull
yours?
these up.
I'd be like Happy Gilmore and then... Like,
Oh,
that's
wait,
up
that's
there
a good
too.
one. That's a good one.
Those
That's
are
a
good.
good
the
one.
top ones you go with.
You got,
tough.
you
It's
got
tough.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's not bad.
Billy Madison.
What's the one with him and the Sweet Life Kit twins? What movie
Big
is that?
Daddy.
Is that Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's
But then
a
what's the one with him being at, like, he has to go back to 4th grade?
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Not even close.
You ever seen 8 Crazy Nights?
No, I have
With the
not.
Hanukkah one?
Yeah, that one's
I
hilarious.
heard that one's
I haven't
great.
seen it.
It's a cartoon too.
What's the dream
Whoa.
one? Is he the dream one?
Yeah, it's
Bedtime Stories?
The bedtime stories.
That movie
yeah.
was-
Clearly, I don't know any
That
titles.
And he was in Just Go With It.
Or the murder
Alright,
mystery.
so let's be real though. The number one movie, Jack and Jill. Come on now.
No.
I was just
no,
looking at that.
No,
I was just looking at
that.
no,
I was just looking at that.
Absolutely
That was
not.
terrible.
No, that
I
was
can't
actually
deny.
atrocious.
I was impressed.
I was.
You were impressed? I was impressed that they let him greenlight this.
It was a
I
it
was
was like
like, alright.
what's it called? Eddie Murphy's movies.
nasty. What?
Is it Eddie Murphy's movies?
Nutty
Who?
Professor
No, the one where he like it's
don't know.
one guy who
Morbid?
Yeah.
or
No,
Norbit?
Morbid. I think it was Morbid. Yeah.
Norbit?
Morbid. Was that Eddie
That's,
Murphy?
that's Ryan's favorite movie.
I
it
can
really?
see that.
Yeah.
Medea's house. That's
Norbit.
what I was thinking. For some reason, I was thinking he was saying Medea's house.
But that's Eddie Murphy, right?
Yes, that is Eddie Murphy.
Nice.
The goat.
You got a large Coke from there?
Dr Pepper, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize people actually bought large drinks from In-N-Out, though.
Didn't know?
It's
I
an
know.
extra large. Okay. Relax.
No, that is a large.
They have 3 sizes. I thought they only had 2 sizes.
They have an
Regular
extra
and then-
large.
Ah.
I
And
one
they do
time
an extra
I asked for a
large.
small soda. That they gave me like a kid's cup.
Yeah.
Like-
correct.
I would call that small.
I would call that pretty
You asked for a large.
I said small, not pretty small.
No.
The
Bruh.
large, which is like the normal size, or like
That's the large.
is like like that. The medium is like the normal,
And
and
but
the extra large is huge.
that thing's huge. It's a tub.
Yeah,
Welcome to America.
I
Why?
got that.
Who needs that? You got that?
Americans.
That's way too much.
Someone,
It is way too much.
my girlfriend got it, but with pink lemonade.
Oh,
She got a
jeez.
full
That's-
thing full. Of
Why? I
it.
feel like that's more understandable than
Is it?
no.
She only did.
Well, I think
that,
I think
so-
carbonated sugar is significantly worse than regular sugar.
Yeah.
Because I think carbonated sugar is like linked to a lot of cancer-borne illnesses.
It also rots your teeth.
Mm-hmm. That's why they tell you to use a straw.
That's tough.
A plastic one or a paper one?
No, I want the plastic ones.
Fuck paper straws, dude.
I mean,
Like, I'm
everybody's-
all about saving the planet, but make it better.
I don't even like straws.
Remember when everybody
I love-
switched to
I'm a
paper
straw
Yeah, I
guy.
just don't use straws in general.
No,
I don't use
I,
straws.
I use
I
straws
don't
for
either.
everything, dude.
I don't use it when I go there, and if I eat there, I don't use a straw.
No.
If
I don't
get
use a
home,
straw.
Team
I'll
straw
put
all the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, people, because what's your why? It's because the cleanliness.
That and like
You get more
when
out
I'm
of it.
sipping, like I hate how the ice just sometimes gets in the way when I'm trying to sip some shit.
Okay,
I accidentally
okay.
sip up an ice cube. Straw, you don't gotta worry about it.
I think you should learn how to sip.
And if you want to,
I don't know.
and if you want
I
to be
don't know how to
annoying
sip
and immature,
properly.
you can fucking blow bubbles with your straw. You can't do that with your mouth.
Yeah, but how old
Yeah, you can.
You can.
What do you mean?
The
But
first
if you
thing
try
I
to
learned in the
blow
pool.
bubbles with your mouth,
Like when you push into a straw, like
Shut the fuck up.
It's funny.
You can do it. You can do it with.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that logic.
You can do it with a normal cup.
Demonstrate it.
I mean, it's not gonna look.
Demonstrate it.
It's not
Use
gonna
your
look.
drink. Let's see it.
It's not gonna
Let's
look
see you blow
pretty.
fucking bubbles. That's gurgling. That's gurgling. That's bullshit. That's
No,
different.
you
Of
can make
anything in
bubbles.
here.
Have you ever made bubbles in the pool?
I don't have enough of
When you're
anything
just sitting
in
there and
this
you're
cup.
making bubbles?
Yeah, but drinking out of
No,
a cup.
When you're sitting above the water like an
But yeah,
alligator.
you
I'm
can-
talking
Matt,
about drinking
Matt,
out of a
you
cup
can-
like this.
Matt, the
Yeah, you
premise that you
can't.
can't blow bubbles out of a
It's-
cup without a
it's more
straw is
fun.
ridiculous.
It's more
Well,
fun.
I'm not trying to blow bubbles in a cup. I'm going to be honest with you.
How often are you blowing bubbles in the pool?
Every time I go in.
These are
Wait,
real questions.
for the front or for the back?
You blow bubbles every time you release air, dude.
No, but I'm saying I'm
Sometimes
imagining
it's a
Justin
boost.
just blowing bubbles by himself.
Oh yeah.
All the time. That's all I do.
Now I'm just thinking of Justin having like a fucking small pack of bubbles in his pocket at all times, just in case.
I think Justin's
Honestly, if I was in
Do you
high
have
school,
one?
I would not have been surprised if
Do you
I
have
had
a
bubbles.
wand?
Do I have a
A
wand?
bubble wand?
No.
Oh,
Dude, he's got like 7 of them.
that would be really
Some are like rare.
nice.
Some are
did.
rare.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
one,
spent
one
$2
shaped like
grand
a
on
dick.
bubble
It'd be
wand,
cool
man.
if you did.
He's got a
Sorry.
penis shaped one.
Oh,
No.
Since you were talking about movies, Matt, I know you go to the movies a lot. What's the best movie you saw this year in theaters?
Bro, your boy has not been.
You haven't been?
Yeah.
No, he's in an
minute.
indoor cat.
oh.
There's just like
What's your
movies
favorite
these
movie?
days have gone downhill, bro. I'm
Well,
sorry,
yeah.
but
No,
like,
I don't know.
compared to years in the past, the amount of like big titles, it's been lacking.
Have you
Yeah,
seen
no,
It's not
a lot of
close.
big titles.
Actually,
are bad.
I'm not saying no good movies have come out, but compared to other years, shit's been lacking.
I don't know.
recently.
Blue Beetle was
I enjoyed-
pretty good.
Was it?
Fuck that.
I did
No.
not see Blue
Fuck
Beetle.
that.
I liked it.
I'm
No.
waiting for
You-
James Gunn.
you see
I
Blue
gave up
Beetle?
on superhero movies
No.
this year,
Wait
and
till
I'm
James-
I'm over
so
it.
glad.
Wait for James Gunn. Give James
I
Gunn a
wait,
chance.
Braden
I wait for
liked it.
no one.
I
No,
like
you give
Braden-
James Gunn a
I'm
chance.
done.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that.
Give James
Matt.
Gunn a chance.
What?
Matt, see Blue Beetle.
Why?
Braden said it was good.
Yeah, but this
Why
is
do I care what he said?
This movie's
Because
not
what
gonna
Braden
matter.
says is rare.
What?
It's not true.
I thought it was.
Well, it's surprising. Braden, this is a lot about DC movies.
Well, I-
DC movies suck.
Well, that's true.
I didn't-
But except for Blue Beetle, that was pretty
I
good.
think there were a lot of good movies this year. I just think that, like, maybe in comparison to other years, they weren't as good, but there were a lot that, like, Spider-Man.
I think
Fire.
that
Spider-Man
That
was
was
one
great.
of probably the best movies
I
I've
cried.
seen,
It was
like,
so
ever.
good.
I think
And
Spider-Man.
the animation
Did
pushed
you
like
guys-
every
did you
boundary
guys-
of what I thought, like,
Which one?
animation could
To see
be.
the second one.
No.
Yeah.
Where did I go with? I was so high.
I went.
saw-
Maybe
like-
it was.
I was
maybe-
having
maybe
so
it
much
was with you.
fun.
What,
That-
did
that
I leave?
cliffhanger,
Did I leave early?
I don't know.
What?
You remember I
I was-
left
No,
early?
that was with me. No,
I was
you
wrapped up
can't.
in the
No,
movie.
you.
I left early with them because I had a soccer game, and then I went to go see it again.
He
with
went to
you.
go see it again with
I
me
saw
the
it like
last 20
3
minutes.
times.
I had to go see the.
I loved it.
I gotta watch it again. It was. It's a really.
I bought
good
it.
movie.
We could watch it right now if we wanted to.
Yeah.
No.
We're
The
not doing anything
hello?
right now.
Well,
Did you guys
I'll
see?
turn to
so-
a live reaction.
Do you know the guy who was playing Kane, like the one of Marvel?
Fired.
Yeah. Well, he. Yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
he
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Did you see what happened to him?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Did he feel
Brandon was talking about it.
What
That was
happened?
wild.
He got found guilty of assault
Yeah,
on his
sexual assault.
girlfriend.
Kane?
The guy who plays
Khan.
Kane or Khan.
Khan.
Conqueror.
Jonathan Majors.
the guy who gets
the guy
his
who
neck
like they
cracked?
were going to the guy who they were going to like basically set up to be their next big villain got
Yeah.
fucked. To be honest, I think the MCU's
Oh, and
already
Marvel.
like the MCU's already downhill. Like
I'm
Ant-Man Quantum Realm
hoping
Quantumania was
Or
terrible.
something.
Loki season 2 I heard was good, but like it doesn't save
It's
the
okay.
whole thing. Like Marvel had that whole article about or like history of like they don't hire showrunners for shows, which means they don't make a pilot, which means they've essentially just made all these shows and they're doing them whether or not people like support them or not, which is just a bad way to do it. Like
Right.
Secret Invasion was terrible.
They don't have anything because like the shows are tough. Some of the shows are tough, but
I think
like
they're
Moon Knight
And
is
the
decent.
movies are
Moon
tough.
Knight was
Moon
good.
Knight's- the
Moon Knight was
movies right now
good.
are tough, but I think right now they're trying to throw so much at a wall, same with sticking, that you have to wait till because they just
But
finished an entire saga of
But
movies for
The
10
question
years.
is like, do they have anything that will eventually stick?
I
Like,
think they're gonna with the Doctor Doom storyline that they're gonna have to pivot to now. is a great take. And then they're going to do a Fantastic Four, and they already hired that one guy from Narcos to be Mr. Fantastic.
I can't believe that's true.
Like-
I cannot believe that Pedro Pascal is going to be fantastic, Mr.
That's going to be
Fantastic.
such an interesting take.
I don't believe it.
And he's
I
going to
don't-
be. They already have the cast.
How are they going to make him go from the dad who cares about his child more than anything in literally every form of media to Reed Richards, who is essentially, I don't give a fuck about my children or anybody.
Well, isn't his child supposed to be like the most powerful?
Yeah, that's why they're parents in this.
Who's
in
playing
this
him?
Upcoming.
Freaky.
The guy who's from
Pedro
Narcos,
Pascal.
the guy who played
Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian.
Do you think?
Oh, that guy.
Isn't this?
He was also
Isn't he
Last of Us.
stepping away from Mandalorian?
I don't think so.
Mandalorian's final season is like a movie.
But I think I saw something where he's like.
Is that
stepping
true?
away.
Yeah,
When is that coming out?
I have no idea.
That
Making
seems
a
like
movie
lie.
that's smart. That's
Yeah,
all smart.
I think that's a great way to
that's a
fucking
good
tie
smart.
that shit
Do
together.
you think it was a great way how they did with Attack on Titan?
Fuck that.
No, I think it just took too
Fuck
long.
that.
It
I
took
think
way too long.
Attack on
was
Titan.
trash.
I think that kind of killed like the momentum for
It
it.
was,
Oh.
it was still good, don't get me wrong, but that took way too long.
Mhm.
Did you see Wit Studios?
Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Did you see what they're doing?
they're remaking the One Piece.
Oh
The,
my god.
they're gonna fix all the pacing for
I'm
it.
so
They're
excited.
remaking One Piece?
Yeah.
They're-
The people that originally did Attack on Titan animation are redoing One Piece anime.
I feel like they're doing it because a lot of people
It's gonna be fucking
shit on One Piece because, oh, it's too long. I'm not going to watch it.
I think they want to. They know how much money it's gonna make them.
Oh yeah.
They're
But
bringing,
I think it's smart too because if you were into it now and you go back.
After how Netflix.
are you
will
guys
look,
gonna, are you guys gonna watch it?
The new one, yeah, for sure.
Fuck
I think
yeah.
if you go back to the original episodes, it's just way too slow. That's. I don't mean to reel back to before what you were saying earlier, but I really think that's what's killing the Marvel universe
Is what?
is
That it's-
Disney Plus.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
sing-
fine.
No, I think it single-handedly killed it.
Well, like Disney's constantly losing money.
I don't
Because
think it's so
they're-
much...
Yeah, because the frequency of those movies going to like people can just wait it out.
A lot.
Because remember,
I'm not gonna
guess,
know
but,
it's not
like,
in
I don't...
theaters.
remember back in the day when
I think they're just
it was
greedy.
it was such an event to
trying
go
to do
see a
too
Marvel
much.
movie.
I think
Even the
they're
regular
competing
Disney
with
But you
movies.
can still go see a Marvel movie. Like,
No, but
I mean, like,
But they haven't done a character that's worth seeing in the movies yet.
no, see,
In a
yeah.
while.
I
Like
agree.
Ant Man, like no one goes to see Ant Man. It's like usually always been a lower turnout, and then you have
Iron Man
Miss Marvel. I was
Yeah.
gonna say
or Miss Marvel?
that was a lower turnout too.
I-
And
Oh
those are
yeah,
the last
I
two
didn't
movies.
see that movie. I
Yeah.
didn't see Marvel.
And those are the last two movies that came out from Marvel.
I really think it's just like Disney's propensity to push everything they have to the maximum. Like, because like think about like everything they've made in the past like 10 years. Like, yeah, the Pixar movies have not been like great. Like, so now they're like considering doing like Inside Out 2. They've already like all the Disney movies are remakes essentially of like
They're
the Jungle
remakes.
Book, like
or
The
they're
Lion
remake, or
remakes
they're
or
remake, yeah,
sequels.
they're
yeah, or like
remakes.
sequels
or
to
live
stuff that
action.
we don't need, or live action ones, and then like Star Wars, like they're pumping out Star Wars things like there's no tomorrow, and like some of them are good, some of them are not that good. Like I didn't think Mandalorian the last season was pretty bad, and Ahsoka was not my favorite, even though a lot of people really liked it, and Obi-Wan Kenobi was also not that good. Andor has been the best show they made. And there's no promise that like there will be a new season of that anytime soon.
well, that's why I think it's ruining it all. Because,
Yeah.
because
They're
I
doing
think
too much.
because it's
Yeah,
like
that's a big.
They're
thing.
just not taking their time with it. Like they're just
What the
pumping it out to have content. And like
They lost the
Well-
magic to what this shit was like it's a storyline that you could follow. And when you're overproducing all the storylines all at once, you're making too many lines for people to follow, and then they lose interest.
well yeah, like I think like in terms of like just in general, I'm just gonna focus on Star Wars because I love the franchise so much. But like Andor was like it was really simple to follow, and it's also a story where like you as an individual can understand like it puts the Star Wars universe into perspective of like this is really what's happening. Like this is what it looks like, and like this is how like people deal with this on a day-to-day basis, and like this is what a prison is like. This is what it means to live under the Empire, and like that's really interesting, and it's something that's really thought out. Versus like in Mandalorian, like every week it's like, oh no, like Baby Yoda's in trouble, or like I need to do this thing, and then it's like, oh no, 30 minutes in, there's a big villain, and then by the end they beat it, and there's a scene where they're all happy, hanging out, and the next week there's something else, like. it's like a comic. Like, it doesn't really need to be like that. Like, there can be
Yeah.
more interesting stories to tell in a universe, and I think that's where like Disney fails to succeed.
They've been just putting stories just to make something. Like what you like basically saying, like, there's no depth within these, so why are we putting any
Like,
progress?
even
Well,
the,
it's
Like they're fun, cool, but like for people to keep them engaged for such a long like nowadays,
yeah,
you're gonna need something with more depth to the story,
Like-
something that keeps them grabbed.
For
even
Marvel, I think they just got greedy. They're like, oh, it's superhero, it's gonna fucking sell. We
well,
don't have to
I
try
think
that.
I think they tried to.
But now it's turning around.
I-
Like, they can't.
They
get rid
gave
of that
into
shit
the woke
anymore.
culture, and then they also gave in to trying to appease every demographic. They did try to overproduce the market with too many things all at once. But again, what the problem is here too with them is where else were they going to turn? Because this thing was going to get very big too. Like the depth that you would have seen in these movies would have got.
I
to
mean,
a
I
large
think
depth.
you just go back to your core audience, the comic book readers.
well, like
That's kind of what they're
bring
doing
up,
now.
bring up, exactly. Bring up the stories that they care about, because for them to latch onto it, other people will too once they see it on the big screen.
I think I kind of disagree. Well, one, I don't think it's so much like the wokeness of Marvel. I think Marvel's still the same as it was like when we were kids. I just think like the way they're doing things is formulaic. Like when I watched Quantumania, for example, like yeah, I get it. Like Ant-Man is funny, Paul Rudd is funny. Like, but the MCU is unneedlessly funny. Like the jokes of like, hey,
The
don't
newest
be
Thor.
a dick.
The
Like
newest Thor, right
all,
there.
yeah, the newest Thor was
Talking about
terrible because it was needlessly funny.
Yeah.
Like these things,
I
like
agree
I
with
think
that.
it's the pattern in which they get comfortable and they think like this is what made Infinity War so great. Because like when we think about Infinity War, when we watch like best moments of Infinity War compilation on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's not like the 30-minute battle sequence of the last bit of Infinity War. It is kind of the funny moments of like, haha, Fat Thor, like, haha, Fortnite, like
Yeah.
funny things. But like, it's those little things scattered within a larger story, like you said, of like, these are the stakes. Like, this is what has happened. This is how we set it up, and this is how like we move it forward.
Yeah.
But I think like, if you just do comic book readers, you can alienate the audience. Like, look at Watchmen from Zack Snyder's thing. Like, it's a good movie, but it's strictly the comics.
What I mean by that is the most popular stories that the comic book readers like.
Oh yeah.
That would
that's kind of-
translate, once they see it on the big screen, that would translate to
I
a
agree.
greater population in general.
They did that's like the Infinity War thing. That was
Exactly.
the-
Infinity
Yeah.
War
You
was
just
one of
gotta
the biggest
build-
stories in comics. They did it on the screen. One of the biggest movies ever.
That's why they were gonna do not Secret Invasion, but Secret
Exactly.
Wars. But I think I think they should do the like introduction to Doctor Doom, bring that in, and then you can have the first family also show up. But I want to see James Gunn.
I
Also,
just think like
They ruined end credit scenes, bro.
I don't know.
they did, yeah,
That
for
shit
sure.
used to be hype. Now, I don't.
Now they're
The
doing
Thor
just
end
doing
credit
it
scene
on-
was terrible.
Well,
God.
it's all disconnected because because it was before one end credit scene would lead into the next movie.
Yep.
Now most of the end credit scenes or the post end credit scenes are either unresolved storylines now at this point, or you just don't even know what's going to be reincorporated later, or there's just too many open ends
Yeah.
to where the point where you can't even track.
Like Harry
Yeah.
Styles is in the MCU according to the Eternals. Like there's no
And
way
Harry
in
Styles.
hell that Harry
that's
Styles
right.
is going to be in a movie.
You know,
Oh,
Taylor
talk
Swift
about
is
that.
supposed to be X-Men. She's supposed to be, I think, Sing.
Oh my god.
I think it's either a rumor or something showed up. But
That's
That'd be
yeah.
crazy. Oh, with the I heard in the according to the Deadpool.
Yeah,
like
it was the
I did
Deadpool
hear about
movie,
that. I
yeah.
did hear about that. I doubt it'll be like a big thing, but that would be kind of funny to
Maybe
see.
it's a nice
Taylor.
little hint because then it's like, oh, you're introducing this too.
They are gonna bring the
Then you bring
the
Travis
X Men
Kelce
in.
in, too.
Well, Beast is in.
It's a different beast. I saw they
Yeah,
brought in
but
someone else.
it's Kelsey
his
Grammer,
name?
but it's still going to be
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer
Yeah,
in the MCU.
that's,
So Beast
That's
is going to be like what?
That's dope.
that's right.
I know, dude.
I
I'm
fucking
kind of
love it.
excited.
I fucking
Sideshow
love it.
Bob.
That's what I'm saying!
Sideshow Bob is Beast.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
There
pretty
there was
nasty.
There was another preview showing for in the Eternals the night the
The guy from the Game of Thrones.
something like that. He's supposed to be a knight.
He's
and
supposed
like,
to be.
Oh,
Dark Knight.
John. Yeah. Kid Harington
Yeah,
as
it's
the Black
Dark Knight or
Knight.
something.
Yeah.
Black Knight. Yeah.
Black
yeah,
Knight,
we haven't seen anything of that.
The Black Knight, funnily enough, is like a big comic book for Game of Thrones readers because it's a big a lot of stuff from the Black Knight is similar to stuff in the books
Yeah.
of the Game of Thrones.
He's a very different character. He's a very obscure character too.
But-
yeah,
I'm very
but do-
shocked that they're some of the characters introduced are very obscure.
But what
Yeah.
makes you hyped about the James Gunn? Is it more the fact for the
It's-
story or the character, or what do you think?
You're getting someone like Kevin Feige stepping into the shoes, but who?
Who's
has helped
Kevin
create-
Feige?
Kevin Feige's the head of
The head
Marvel.
of Marvel.
So
Head
they
of
kind of,
Marvel.
but you're getting someone who kind of saw the beginning creation of it all, and then when he jumped to DC, I'm like totally justified. Someone that has a mind for DC Comics, someone that has a mind for making movies that are crazy, and I liked what he did with the John Cena show. Where I forget who was
Peacemaker?
Yeah,
Peacemaker was
Peacemaker.
really good.
And if he's gonna take that kind of direction to a DC movies and actually able to lay out DC movies, like you have the Superman, you have Beast Boy, like Justice League, you have Aquaman, and we already have what's his name?
Well, look what he did with Guardians. Nobody fucking knew or gave a shit about him, and then he made that movie, and now they're like beloved favorites.
Make him warm.
Like
make
he
this
brought in
dark
characters
character
that no
warm.
one would give a shit about, and made everybody care about him.
Well, that's-
guess, but like
And I think he can pull it off with DC.
DC needs to
Let's be
find
real. Guardians is at least a top 5 movie.
How are
DC's
you
better
gonna-
comics
but,
in
like,
general too.
it's
so
better-
It's like
it's
As of
better
right now,
storylines,
yeah.
but like
It's
I just feel like it gets complex. Like
all of it gets complex.
like because it's like
It's gonna get
who is
complex.
Robin, and then it's like oh it's Damien, but then there's like oh there's Dick in the shadows,
What?
and then it's like oh Red Robin's here. Like how
But
many
in that
how many
same
fucking
vein, it's
people
the
are
same
gonna
thing
be
as
there?
Marvel. There's a million Spider-Man.
That's
Yeah.
true, but
What?
we've only seen
all of them.
all of them, so it's not that big of a deal right now.
well, I think that's where James Gunn has to excel in terms of making these DC movies, because I think that's the problem with the new era of all the Marvel movies, is that no one gives.
Flash was terrible.
Well, no one cares about the
Yeah,
characters.
those are done.
The stories can be anything at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you
that's
could
what
be
I'm
going
saying.
through space, you could be fighting villains, you could be doing whatever, but if you don't care about the characters, then you're not going to give an F about the
Yeah.
story. Because that's what happened after Infinity War Endgame ended. Like, Robert Downey Jr. left. Chris Evans is leaving, you know. Chris Hemsworth isn't like one of the main characters as much as he used to be, and those are the people you care about. And then you see random background characters, like,
Yeah.
not to say the Falcon isn't cool, but you know, I didn't really give a fuck about the Falcon in his first movie. Why am I going to suddenly care about him now? But the Marvel execs are like, oh, he has the Captain Marvel or the Captain America name. People are going to like this and watch it instead of actually it's the
Black
character.
Panther was good though.
Yeah, and he passed away. And,
They did a good job with doing that.
That was a hard
I was,
take for
Yeah.
I was hard with
but
that, but they did a good job after it.
Yeah.
but that's what James Gunn has to do. If he focuses on Superman being a cool character,
like Clark Kent. Show me Clark Kent.
show me Clark
Show
Kent.
me-
I don't give a... If you gotta do Robin as, like... I don't even care who Robin is. If I care about Robin as a superhero, I'm gonna like the movie.
Do the
Can you pull up his roadmap? He has a roadmap of like what he's like gonna release.
What you doing on here?
No, it's way more difficult.
not really. I just take your HDMI cord and put it into here.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
thought,
yeah,
I
you
thought
put-
he meant
yeah, you
do
put
it
it
with
on
the
TV.
Xbox.
You can do that too.
Okay,
So
maybe
you-
not.
'Cause he's
Maybe
doing-
not. Let's
Alright, don't
let's
break
not.
it.
Let's not. Let's not.
thing was stuck to the dresser.
Just use an iPhone.
All right,
We have phones.
Yeah, I can air. I might be able to airplay.
We can.
Guys,
We
this may be a
can't play that
controversial opinion, but you guys should play Lego Fortnite.
No.
It's
Wait,
You should play
what?
real
I've been
Fortnite.
playing Fortnite. Yeah, no.
So
You should
junior
play
free time?
Fortnite. No build.
No,
I heard it's
you
crazy.
got actually.
bumping.
That's stupid.
And dude, there's Buff PETA.
Dog.
Buff PETA
That's pretty
is
sick.
there.
Is this
That's
how you're
kinda-
gonna get sucked into?
Oh hell no.
Matt, you have to reach level 70 to get him.
That's
And you
the
still, Matt,
dumbest
you still have
shit.
time. You still have time, Matt.
Fuck that.
Wait, like do my
I don't
levels,
like-
do my levels transfer over?
If you have an account now, maybe.
My account has been existing since Fortnite has been existing.
Probably not. You'd probably have to get the new pass, and then you'd have to get
Are you
PETA.
doing it, Dylan?
Cause I'm level like 100 and something.
Have you guys watched the new Rick and Morty?
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I don't
Better
think
than
it's.
last season, or-
People like on the internet bashed it, but I really don't mind
They're
the
gonna-
voice
they're gonna-
actors. I
they're
think
gonna
they're
bash
fine, and I think it's really funny. Like
I was only worried about if they can transition that feel, but it seems like it's
one
doing okay.
of the episodes I really think we should all watch together because it is truly one of the most like it's so
great.
deep.
They have some crazy deep episodes.
Oh,
though.
dude,
I love it.
the best episode of Rick and Morty, in my opinion, like of all time, will always be Vat of Acid. I think the Vat of Acid episode is everything that like
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
you would want to see from a Rick and Morty episode. Like it takes you places that like you didn't think it would go, and then like the twist, and then the conclusion of everything. It's just great.
I have to go with the first episode of the last season when they kind of fix everything and come back, and you guys see the jacked what's the dad's name?
Jerry.
Jack Jerry, because they went back to planet that they.
Oh yeah. When they had to go, they got rid. Yeah.
And then he gets to go back to his place
With
too.
evil Rick.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it
Diane.
because it's like you see Rick in a bunch of very different perspectives, and then you see Jerry go to a completely different dimension. He's like,
Yeah.
"Where have you been?"
Jerry is a really good character.
He's gotten a lot better.
Jerry's really complex, and I like that.
They're all complex. It's wild.
Yeah, I like that. I like Summer is still like probably one of my favorite characters in the show.
Really?
Summer is Summer's great. Like even though they shit on Summer all the time, Summer is
She comes in clutch.
Yeah,
She's like,
Summer's-
yeah, because I'm the only
Summer
one
is
not doing
the
drugs.
forgotten like third member of the team. Like she kills it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, her entire job is to fill in when they cap out.
Yeah.
Like, save them when shit goes
So
wrong.
true.
Or if something goes sideways. You'd be like, yeah, hey guys, don't worry. I've got your back.
Mhm.
So the first movie is gonna be the Superman movie, which is released in 2025. Who's gonna be Superman again? Did they
I don't
decide?
think they've announced
No,
that.
there's a guy.
Have they
I
announced
just
it?
don't remember his name.
I don't think I.
But is it a well-known actor?
It's-
No, right?
No.
Is it the old one, like the nerdy guy?
The nerdy guy.
And then
they
after
have
that was
for-
gonna be Creature Commandos.
No wait, there's a Game of Thrones style movie show. Look, a Wonder Woman Game of Thrones style show set on Themyscira.
Where's season
Yeah, I'm
2
getting
of
to that.
Invincibles?
I think it's first Creature Commandos.
think they're already
David
done.
Cornsweet.
Yes, you
Corn.
want.
I don't know how to say
And then-
his name.
After that's Creatures Commandos, which is kind of like classic monsters assembled to fight zombies. This is going to be a modern take on the concept. They're still looking for the voice actors. And then it's going to be Waller. That's a spin-off of Peacemaker. It's going to be after that. The Superman Legacy should be releasing around the same times as those TV shows. And then they're going to do a Lanterns True Detective type TV show.
That sounds
That's
so
what I'm
sick.
excited for.
I
With Hal
can't
Jordan
wait
and
for that.
Jon Stewart as the main detectives, basically trying to
That's so cool.
basically figure out a murder mystery, True Detective style.
No, Dawn just her Luca.
And
Elbow
then
in the face.
the next is the Authority, which is going to be another group of superheroes, basically, who think that they have to take humanity into their own hands. And then Paradise Lost is that one you were talking about,
Is that
Ian.
Authority a movie or a TV show?
That one's going to be a TV show.
Okay.
Or no, it's going to be a movie based on a team of superheroes with extreme methods of protecting the planet.
Dude, that sounds cool.
And I think that's what he's trying to go for is like, hey, let's kind of reset from all these characters you guys well known for, and let me create characters that have a clean slate.
He's doing the Guardians
Yeah.
thing, man.
Because everything is that's. I think he needs a clean slate with everything. They've remade everything so many times already at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And the underground part of DC is like honestly one of the best parts.
Mhm.
Like you have these big heroes that are everybody likes, but some of the side characters they have like some crazy ones. Like you have the United League, the Justice League of America. You have
Well, I think
Dude.
he's making a Booster Gold movie.
He's making a Booster.
Booster Gold, Blue
That's one of the
Beetle.
best characters too, isn't it? Booster
Yeah.
Gold.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a time traveler.
He's like a
Really
DC
cool.
Deadpool, right?
He's
Like,
supposed.
not power-wise, like
he's like
comedy-wise.
a loser from the future.
Yeah, he has no
Yeah.
real superpowers. He's
It's
just
like
got
comedy-wise,
future tech.
though.
Yeah,
But yeah, his superpowers is that he's just from the future, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he has this little robot that helps him out.
And that's why because I think too, James Gunn was able to combine like the Guardians from being funny and also serious. Because when you're talking about Thor Ragnarok,
Dog.
you can't even tell what's funny and what's supposed to be serious.
Oh, Dude,
And everything that's serious is always like has a joke in between.
that shit
Yeah.
hurt me because
Yeah.
Thor was like my favorite, so
Uh-huh.
I was so excited going into it.
Yeah.
Plus that storyline in the comics, fire.
And the villain in that's fire too.
Oh, yeah.
One, sorry, I checked out.
Thor
Three?
Ragnarok.
Thor three?
No.
Yeah. Oh
Thor-
yeah.
The
Like
fourth
that
one.
storyline,
Thor
the God
Ragnarok.
Butcher
It was
storyline,
one of the best storylines.
so
they had.
fucking sick. I was so pumped. And
Thor?
then,
Yeah.
nah, just kidding.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Stupid comedy.
You
It
really
was just
didn't-
Love and
You
Thunder.
didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just about Jane Foster
Oh,
picking up the
Thunder
hammer.
was.
I mean, I was
That's
hoping.
all it was.
I know. I was
That's all
hoping.
the
The
point of
only
that
I was
movie.
like,
hoping for comics.
I will say the
Yeah.
only Marvel
No,
thing
I know.
I'm really
So would I.
excited for is the What If. I want to say the 1602 one because that's a really cool Marvel comic they have.
The what ifs are interesting.
You ever see the Ragnarok on Netflix?
What?
Netflix has their own.
You mean the
Ragnarok.
actual Thor? Like the not
Like-
the Thor, but the Viking Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I've seen.
I've seen parts of it.
I
yeah.
saw it.
It's good.
It's good.
Are you
Season two is
guys
okay, though.
gonna watch on Wednesday the new Percy Jackson?
Yeah.
That's coming out.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
already
probably
coming
sit
out.
through
On
it.
Wednesday.
In reality, I'll probably sit through it.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'll
No,
watch
you're
it.
gonna
They better do better
Listen,
than the
no
movie.
On
sitting
Disney
through
Plus.
it.
On Disney Plus.
I'm fairly certain, even with Lin-Manuel Miranda in it, that it's gonna be fantastic.
The thing is, if they can make a good episode, they
Well-
can make such a good
Okay,
like, universe.
so
Wait, is it a
Riordan-
show?
Yeah, it's a show. Rick Riordan is one of the executive producers on it, so I don't
The
think it's
original
gonna be-
creator.
yeah,
Yeah, the original
writer.
writer.
His books.
He personally was involved in the casting of the people too,
Thank
so I don't
God.
think that's like too bad.
He wasn't even part of any of it.
But they're making a universe out of it.
They're just
they
making a
can.
show.
Okay.
The first season of the show is the Lightning Thief, so
Oh, okay.
theoretically the next season, potentially next year, will be like the second book, and
Is-
then so on.
Does those books make a lot of money?
Those books.
Yeah,
are
I read
Probably.
the first
I
three,
read
and I
the-
fucking loved them.
spin-offs.
I don't
and
even read
The spin-offs are crazy.
What's a book?
I didn't finish the. I
Which one
finished.
exactly?
I did the Viking one. I didn't finish the entire series.
I didn't do the Roman
finish
one. I did the Roman one. I didn't do the
didn't-
Egyptian one. I stopped after the Egyptian one.
The Egyptian one was okay.
Because it just gets confusing, like who is who, because one god is like both, like Zeus is both Pluto and Osiris, I think,
He's the version of that god in every.
yeah,
mythology.
but like who is like there
Who is
in
Zeus?
Egyptian mythology? There's no Zeus.
He's
like
the
I,
head of the
I
of the
guess in-
gods. Whoever the god of gods is.
so
Zeus.
Zeus is Odin in Greek
Yeah.
mythology. Wouldn't
In
he
Norwegian
be Thor?
mythology, he's Odin.
Yeah,
But
Zeus would
what
be
about
Odin.
Thor?
Thor would probably be equivalent
like
to
Apollo or someone who.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
God of Lightning.
But that doesn't seem. Yeah, Thor seems.
No,
the
Thor would,
person-
no, Thor would be equivalent to like Poseidon, honestly.
But they have
Maybe.
sea god. They have. I would say there's.
He's
sea
the
god.
third. He's one of the third most important gods in the whole thing.
Maybe-
Well, is
maybe-
it Poseidon? Poseidon's technically Aquaman.
Or Apollo. Apollo would be accurate. Apollo's the god of war.
No,
And
that's
sun.
Ares.
Or
There is a god of war
sun
in-
and
That's-
Jupiter.
There's a god
archery.
of war. There is a god of war.
That's
in Ares
Thanos.
mythology.
Thanos.
Tears.
Yeah,
Thanos.
Thanos.
You read Record of Ragnarok?
I think
I know
it's,
a lot about. I read a book about Norse mythology.
One of the fights is Apollo versus Leonidas.
Did that happen yet?
Oh, in
Oh shit.
what?
So it's like they have a Record of Ragnarok. It's on Netflix, but me and Matt have been reading
Read
the
the
manga.
manga, don't watch the show.
The manga is amazing. It's about
The premise is basically Earth is going to be destroyed, but the Valkyries are like, fuck that, let's give them a fighting chance. So they handpick, what is it, 8 or 13?
13 of the strongest fighters of humanity.
in human history.
Uh,
And then they pick 13 gods, and they go
Oh, isn't one of
one-on-one
them like
battles.
Julius Caesar or something?
no, it's like
Bro, they had Jack the Ripper as
Yeah.
well.
What? How is he a?
And guess who he
He's
fought?
gonna-
Who? Godzilla.
Hercules.
Hercules.
What?
Yeah. It was a moral dilemma.
He put the gladiator, dude.
It was like Leonidas. Like there's a sniper dude. There's a samurai
A sniper?
dude. There's
Lubu.
Nikola
This is a
Tesla.
manga?
Why is Nikola Tesla?
Bro, he was like Iron Man, bro.
Yeah,
it was so
his
sick.
shit was
What?
sick. His shit was sick. His shit was
Who
sick.
That's
Again?
insane.
He fights the devil, Beelzebub.
He
Oh,
fights
yeah.
the
He
devil.
fights,
Yeah.
he fights Beelzebub.
And this is a
Who does he
manga?
fight? The devil.
Yes, yes.
On where?
So it's a new studio that opens up. That's
Anime's on Netflix, but
Yeah.
read the manga. It's-
But this manga studio that's producing it specifically only makes tournament mangas. So they only make mangas that relate to tournaments, basically.
We're gonna watch
So
it.
it's just strict.
You can read it online. I can send you a
Anime's on Netflix. Manga,
So there is.
Find it.
So there's a whole anime.
The
Don't watch
anime
it.
is
Don't watch
the
it.
anime is watchable.
It's not
You know
good.
he's gonna choose.
It's watchable,
Yeah,
but
I know. I'm aware.
but the manga is the artwork is incredible.
oh,
It's amazing.
so good.
You can't once you read it, you
Huh?
don't want to watch it.
You say bitch?
You couldn't give me a chair with a back.
Sorry, dude. I went in there. I went in the kitchen and there's no regular chairs.
I
It's
feel
just
like that's a
stools.
lie.
Go. You go in there and you go
I'm
look.
not gonna go.
No, it's too much effort.
It's yeah. All right. Then my word against yours.
Sure.
So we're calling you a liar.
Damn.
You go to the kitchen. You live here. I went in the kitchen.
Bitch, I'm comfortable.
Are there chairs in the kitchen with backs?
There was at one point.
Let's see.
There was at one point. This could have been 3 years
There's
ago.
stools.
2 years ago. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of what if YouTube videos that go into those rabbit holes lately.
Oh,
What
it's-
ifs?
okay.
What do you mean?
watched the like?
Okay.
Have you watched
What
the
does-
Star Wars theory what ifs yet?
No,
Yes.
no,
It's
I
really
watched
good.
it.
Yes.
He's a little off the rails, but now,
Star
but
Wars?
his Star Wars thing.
Look up Penta Patrol. You want some what ifs, dude? That dude
Okay.
kills it.
Well, of
Yeah,
Star
no,
Wars specifically.
Star-
Yes.
Oh,
I'm-
really?
What do you
Sub to
mean?
him?
What's this content?
Some of them are like some of
like-
some of the ones I've seen can be crazy. Like some of them are like, what if Obi-Wan joined the dark side? Like
Oh.
what if Anakin trained Luke and Leia like to be Sith? Like what if like Mace Windu like beat Palpatine?
yeah.
Like
What
what
if
if Yoda and Palpatine like fought and like Yoda
Oh.
won? Like
Mm.
all these like crazy things.
like this one, like it's an hour and 20 minutes. What if Luke Skywalker joined the Imperial Academy? What if Anakin
An hour and
Skywalker-
20 minutes?
Yeah. What if Anakin Skywalker never turned to the dark side? What if Order 66 failed? What if Vader's suit was upgraded? What if Vader raised Luke? What if Anakin started a Jedi Civil War? That thing's like an hour and a half.
Oh, I need to watch that one.
Wait,
I
so
need
that-
to, I need to know about the
Are,
Civil
are these
War.
like he's making up the whole storyline
Yeah,
basically?
original like stories, like
Uh-huh.
video essays, like,
Uh-huh.
and he's
pretty
But they're
good.
fire.
they're good.
They're
So
good.
Pretty
fucking
good.
He did one where it's like all of like the people, like the Sith from like canon, like the old canon,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
came into the modern day story.
Uh-huh.
Why?
So that they had to fight all the Sith from the past. It was fucking
That's
epic.
like 20 people.
Oh yeah, it was.
How many
sick.
Jedi did they kill?
Oh, it was a bloodbath.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was a fucking bloodbath.
Hell yeah.
I got.
What
I
about
bet
the-
it was.
What about
And
the,
it's like each part's like over an hour long. And
That's
it's fucking
awesome.
do they
crazy.
talk about like the newer Star Wars, like with Rey and?
Yeah, not as much, but he does. Yeah. Fuck the new Star Wars. I'm sorry. Had to say.
I think it's okay. I
We're
mean,
good. I
well,
like
okay.
them.
They ruined
Like,
it.
They did ruin it. I'm not going to deny
It's
that.
crazy how they did not have a plan.
Yeah, it's what sucks is that J.J. Abrams I think openly admitted at the end that they didn't have a plan, and it's
yeah.
like, why would you say that? Like that just makes it like.
They knew people were pissed.
But that
Well,
just
his-
makes it all the more devastating.
well,
It's not JJ's fault. It's fucking
Yeah,
the
but-
head of fucking Star Wars' fault.
Kathleen Kennedy is a big problem.
She's the
in
problem.
it, but like
Catherine Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Catherine Kennedy.
well, I think from his interview. Do not give it to Kathleen Kennedy.
What's that from?
Make her black and a woman.
South Park.
Make her black and a woman. And sell it. In the South Park episode, they make fun of Kathleen Kennedy, and like
Have you
Kathleen
not
Kennedy's solution is always just make her black and a woman.
Oh my god.
Have you not seen it? Have you not seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. You gotta watch it.
It's about like
Some dude told me at work. I'm like, all right, now I actually have to watch this.
it's like
fucking-
it's commentating on how Disney basically
became too woke and
no, not even that they're
catering
and
to female.
I think it's more Disney acts like they're being genuine about being diverse.
I
The
agree.
fucking
And-
new Snow White, the
Yeah.
live action Snow White.
They don't even have small people in it. They don't
Yeah.
The actress is like, it's not 1930 whatever anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this is different story. There's no prince. Like, it's about her coming into her own. Like, fuck that. Like, we don't need men. I'm like, whoa.
And then Peter
It's
Dinklage
like
was like,
preach.
"There's no short people. This is one of the best jobs for short people. This is what gave us."
Yeah. Did you really say that?
Yeah, he
This
says that.
dude's yelling. Come on.
No, because he was hella
wanna
pissed
see
because
I just feel like
he said that
It
the
is-
dwarves was like that's iconic. Like
Yeah.
that's an iconic short person
Oh, 100%.
figure.
yeah.
And so that's what the episode's about is essentially saying Disney is disingenuine about hiring these
I do
diverse
agree
people.
with that.
See, that's
Because-
fucked up. That's
No,
I'm not
it's
saying
no.
that.
That's what's fucked up about it is because they're just doing it for not the tax
Yeah.
break, but for to Just
They're
check
doing,
it off their
they're
list.
doing it
Yep.
because they want to be they think that like
They're
They
trying
wanna
to
be
get
good.
canceled. They're trying to really toe
Well,
the
y-
line for a lot of things.
yeah, like they're just trying to like go with what they think is right, but like what they think is right is also a bit the way they're presenting it is a bit patronizing in that like it does come off as disingenuine. Like they're not like it's like yeah we're doing this, but we're not exactly thrilled about it. Like it's like when like the royal family let Meghan Markle in, they're like yeah we'll let you in, but like we are gonna privately discuss like hey what color is the baby gonna be like.
Well,
It's just like there's like Disney's
he
like
gonna
very
burn his
much
son?
like still subtly like not the like by I think doing it so openly and so brazenly I think it is like
I mean, it's
showing like they don't really
They're-
like because it's so in your face.
They're trying
Also,
to be
I think
PC.
they're
well
trying to
no
chase
I
their
think
bow.
it's different
such a-
than that. Like I think because they're trying to be like because okay yeah like I guess because they're trying to be politically correct, which isn't necessarily wrong, but that they're not being genuine about it, it comes off as like in a way that's patronizing. Whereas like there are plenty of movies that are politically correct and still funny, still great, not inappropriate, not like a woke bomb. Like they're just like a good movie. But like the way in which they present the story is like not like oh look I have like I'm a lesbian woman, like look how like awesome this is. It's like no, like this is just part of this character's thing. That's not their whole thing. Like we're moving on from the story. Versus like Disney's whole thing revolves around that, like what they want to show is like that woke element. If that makes
They
sense.
changed a bunch of
They're
stories
trying to do the
too,
right
for no
thing
reason.
for the wrong reasons.
Well, I think the nuance with that is that I think, like I'm using this example, like LGBTQ people, like you know they probably didn't like old Disney because it's not very inclusive, right? And now Disney's like, oh, we have two characters kissed in Star Wars. Now we're cool with LGBTQ people, so LGBTQ people
No,
watch our
exactly,
movies now.
that's my
Watch our
point,
movies.
yeah.
Watch our movies because we're showing you now we accept your people. I'm saying,
But we'll get rid of it when like China refuses to show it. Like yeah, like
we'll cut out the
still-
Chinese version because we don't want it, but we want to appeal to you guys because you're going to give us money to come see our movie.
No,
now that you,
exactly.
now that you approve
that's
one.
exactly what
Yeah.
I completely agree with what you're saying because it's like it just comes across as not being a genuinely like forthright thing. Like you're not. I don't know. It just doesn't come across.
You
as,
can
like,
tell them
honestly.
they're doing it for
I don't think
profit.
anyone
Yeah.
in Hollywood's genuine and forthright. They just want that money.
There's some people like my actually never mind.
yeah, no, they're
Yeah,
patronizing.
yeah. Well, no,
It's just
'cause
money, money, money.
I have stories, but I'm not. I shouldn't
That's
talk
okay.
about it.
That's okay.
But I know there's like some nice people in Hollywood from friends who work in the industry.
Of
Like
course
there's some
there's
very
nice people.
genuine people. Some people who you would think are very nice are not very nice. Obviously, like that's just a genuine thing.
Oh.
But I feel like it just comes down to like I don't know. Like some people still maintain their character, and that's very nice. That's like a very cool thing to see. And other people, I think, like just in any case where they get power and money, like just shirk that as like this is my new personality. Like who I was is dead. Like I am now like the $30 million movie star who deserves to
Well, are
be
you
paid
talking about
X amount.
just actors or everybody in general?
I'd say just like just actors.
When you get money, you kind of see what ends up happening to the person. Though, in
Shows you
general.
who you
Like,
really are.
It's like, what are they gonna really be when they have it? And they'll show you. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you can tell there's some people that just don't change when they get it, and like that's awesome. And there's some people who instantly feel like they need to do this and this and this because whether they're missing out on something or feeling like they need to fit in some crazy way or some weird situation like that.
I think that comes down to like I think it comes down to the modern sense of like there's some people there's a big materialist element in society that we like refuse to talk about. Like
it's funny.
when
yeah.
like yeah, it is really funny, but it's also
really
really sad. Like we focus a lot on our things and like we do sometimes focus on like I don't have the best things or like I could get better things like but that's more money so I have to do X, Y, and Z to get better things and it's like you
Literally
realistically
designer
like
stuff.
yeah like
Designer stuff and hypebeast.
Exactly.
Like, it just says Supreme on it. But because I paid X amount of money, it's fucking better than this normal
well,
t-shirt.
exactly
It's
like
the same shit.
It's like
We just put too much value into
I
it.
had my phone for 2 years. I'm probably going to keep it next year, and then I get a new phone. But realistically, I could probably keep this phone until it breaks.
Yeah, but the hip
And it'd
thing
be
is to
fine.
be on the current wave.
Oh, is
Like,
that-
Yeah.
we have to follow that. And like, no, fuck that.
But I think that's starting to kind of show in that seems in society a little bit though. Like people seem like they're getting a little frustrated just in life. So it could change how everything kind of is done because I mean it's been however long we're like the youngest country in the world still too. So at
Well,
least like some social culture is going to change at some point.
I think it just like there does need to be big social movement in order for things to change. Just because I think like if anything's going to change, it's like our generation. Because like we need to be better. Like there are bigger questions that we will have to answer that when like the older generation passes away will become our problems. And while we may be like, I trust my elected official to do this thing for me, and I do. I really like I like it. I like the system, but like it also sucks in many ways, and there's also a lot of loopholes and a lot of things and a lot of special interest groups that kind of can essentially be like, I'm giving you $1 million to your campaign. I nullify all your citizens' votes. You will do what I say.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. It just I think like the more we slowly like climb into power and like get into the system, we will either change it or potentially just become another piece in the bigger puzzle, like that just moves the machine further along.
It's going to be the question is like who.
Definitely moving the machine.
There's
bro.
going to be a question like who goes because I can see it going both ways pretty quickly. It's like are those people who should be going into those roles actually want to go into those roles because it's not like it's not like it's an easy thing to go into. You're going to deal with a lot of criticism and people kind of rip you apart. And
The thing
you're not
is,
dealing with it, that's
the modern day
outside.
human is a slave to money.
Well,
No matter what, if you have the money, you're in charge.
here's a really interesting part of my program. We had to read an article for our econ class, and one of the things was essentially like they did this study in Mexico and Brazil where you would think it would do the opposite, but by raising the salaries of public workers and public servants, like including in the state legislature and Senate legislature, they were able to bring about better change, and the politicians acted more with the interests of the people because people knowing that they were being paid more money paid closer attention. Politicians paid better attention because they knew they were being paid larger sums, and that money wasn't coming from special interest groups, it was coming directly from people. So it ended up working. So that is like a potential strategy, is to raise the wages of government workers so that we can incentivize them to work better. But it also
It's a
means
hard
we're
thing to
paying them
sell,
more
though.
money.
Well, have you heard of the population problem that we're running into?
No, what?
I mean, we have a large immigration inflation too. Both sides on every side of the country.
We're starting to reach a point where our population is going to decline in like about 60 years because the amount of money it takes to raise one child is becoming higher and higher, and so the amount of larger families is going down. And so the problem people are foreseeing in the future is that there's going to be a huge disparity between young people and old people because our generation is going to have as many kids, which means that there are going to be less young people in society. And since people are living longer, the older people stay in power because the people get older, the median of age is going to keep getting older and older. And so people are worried that, you can't have change and innovation if you're stuck with the old generation. Basically.
I feel like
Yeah.
the question, I feel like that is a very good point, but there's also like, because in my opinion, just studying history and like understanding how politics works and how things move and how economies function,
Mm-hmm.
I think like that would be a bigger problem if I didn't think that like we are in for like a very big, I don't know if it's going to be these next 4 years, I don't know when it's going to be, but I think we're in for a very big shift in the economy at some point. Just because like the housing market in California is eventually going to become unsustainable because supply will overtake, demand will
going- it
overtake
has to go.
supply at a certain
It's
point.
gonna have to go down.
And it's going to have to, prices are going to have to go down, which means everything
Waiting for
else
it.
is going to have to also go down. Then, like, but you know what I mean? Like, inevitably, like, these things will happen. It's just like, we kind of need to, like, it's as weird and as shitty as it sounds, like, we kind of need to force this to happen quicker, because the quicker it happens, the more likely we are to be able to afford the price of, like, a home, like our parents were when they were shopping.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
100%.
I
Time
got.
out. Frank, what's your opinion on this?
Dude, do you have an opinion?
Do you have an
What are
opinion?
you, what are you
What are you
about
doing?
this?
What are you chewing on?
I don't know.
Bro, what the fuck? I got that in Japan.
Frank.
You know, that's yours now. You can keep it.
Dude.
Congratulations, bro.
How quick did it take?
On the fucking come up.
In your mouth, 30 seconds.
How long has it been in your mouth,
Yeah.
by the way?
We probably
like
talked.
a minute.
Okay. So what's your thoughts, dude? Are we fucked?
I don't know how fucking care. I don't know.
What do you think?
Dude, I haven't been paying attention this last 10 minutes.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Without quick.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for someone to change the subject.
I have a question.
I was
for
gonna
you.
be, hey, I got a question. Ian, when was the last time you shot yourself?
Well, I have
We
a
talked about that last
Frank, I have
time.
a question for you. How many kids do you realistically see yourself having?
Oh my
Having?
Yeah.
Like wanting or having?
Having.
Okay, how much do you
Both.
want, and
Do
how
both.
much do you think realistically you're gonna have?
I would like to have 3.
Yeah, but
Realistic, maybe 2.
Quit
Two,
taking
yeah.
that thing out of your mouth like it's a long time.
and what's the reason that you think you would not be able to have more than 2 kids? Just because of price?
No, I don't know. No, not that. Maybe just, if it happens to happen, I don't know.
I'm not so worried. Like, I also want 3 kids. I'm not so worried much as about price as I am just about general state of things. Like, if that big economic turn
me,
comes
they're
when I
equal.
have children, like, if the climate, when, like, my children are kids, they're like, hey, by, like, 2100, we're gonna need to go to Mars.
Dude,
and I'm
I
like,
literally-
oh my god, like, my
Okay,
kids are
I
gonna be
literally-
30.
then what age?
Bro, I literally know a woman, 24, already got her tubes tied because she doesn't want to bring a kid in this modern world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, like,
quick
her
choice.
choice.
No, for sure. Like, do your thing. Like, go queen.
But yeah.
like, that's just wild to me. Not hating on it, but like, just
But-
because the world is so fucked in her eyes, like, she doesn't want to do it.
Okay, I have a question for you then, Matt.
Yeah.
So, when do you see yourself realistically having kids now?
The goal is late 30s, but I have to be financially secure for sure.
So-
That has to be met for me to even think about it.
Mhm.
I'm not going to bring a kid into the world if I can't financially, like, support them and, like, be comfortable supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I'm just setting them up and myself up for failure.
And I like.
So that might come where I come from. Maybe if, what?
Just keep that out of your mouth.
I'm sorry, I'm using it as a toothpick.
Why
Oh my god!
God.
What?
Why are you using a piece of plastic as a toothpick?
Why not?
There are a million reasons why you know why
You know,
not.
I got it in Japan, but
Number one,
it's okay.
it's your friend's thing that he gave you to fiddle with, not to pick your teeth
I'm
with.
sorry, I'm whatever.
Alright, go ahead.
Take
Before
back
you
to
get
it.
someone's attention,
No,
take it out of your mouth.
continue your thought, please.
If I don't have this, I'm gonna fall asleep.
keep it. I don't give a fuck. It's
Alright.
yours. But I want to continue that thought.
Would you ask me if I have any? Because I
About kids.
You want 3 kids?
I would like to
But-
have 3 kids. Do you think I'm gonna? If I'm too old, then I'm gonna stop at 2.
What's too old?
Past 40.
Fair.
Because
Why?
I think that's the problem with.
Because I don't want to be 16, have my daughter turn 21, and to experience her 21st or whatever.
That's what
Or,
my dad
or
did.
son.
Yeah,
Or son.
My dad
parents
was
had me-
60 when I turned 21. Wasn't that big of a deal.
My parents
He's
had me
chilling.
in late 30s.
How old were your parents
My parents were young.
when you turned 30?
When I turned 30,
Yeah.
Because this is what I'm going to bring up.
my dad is 68.
I think it goes beyond.
No, maybe younger.
It goes beyond the economics, like you're talking about. I think we're very focused on like we want to have a fulfilling life. We want to do all these amazing things that Americans want to do, like travel the world, like do amazing things, like have our own house, do all this type of stuff, right? Like start a YouTube channel, make a podcast, and then we also want to have kids and have a family and do all this type of stuff, right?
To me, the family is my fulfillment.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my goal.
And
That's a goal for me.
and that's where a lot of the population problem comes in, is because not a majority of people think like you guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're thinking, I need to feel fulfilled, need to have a great job, or not fulfilled in the sense like, oh, I need to, travel the world for 2.5 years before I have a child, because that's going to make me feel fulfilled rather than having a child, And so, I think it goes beyond just us in America, where the problem is going to be with the population, because it's just not an economic problem. Like in China and all these other Asian countries, like, they don't have sex. No. They're very lonely over there. It's super lonely
it's a
over
problem.
there. In all the Asian countries, like, have
Japan's
you seen?
facing that problem right now.
Have you seen that?
with their
Have you
elderly
seen that video
population?
of Kim Jong Un? Like, not Kim Jong
Yeah.
Jong Un.
Kim Jong Il.
No, not Kim Jong Il was the one who died, right?
All right, I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's
Kim
like
Jong Un. He's like
begging.
he's crying.
Yeah.
He's crying to the North Korean people, like, please have children. Like, we need people to have children, because the other thing is, if there's not enough children, who's going to take care of all the old people?
Robots.
That's what they're thinking too. That's what they're thinking.
That's their saving grace, but like, I don't know. Like, I think it'll inevitably work out. Like, we always end up in these scenarios where I think like we feel like it's the end, but also like we don't know what. Like, they felt the same way that we felt right now, probably in like the 70s.
But the reason I bring it up is, I know it gets solved eventually, but I think it affects us specifically because I look at Ray. He's having a child right now, you know what I mean?
Thing.
And he's our age.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
And so we have to start thinking about, when do we want to start our family and stuff too? Because is the economic climate going to ever get better enough for us to even have more than one child?
The literal only thing holding me back is money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
I figure that out, I'm there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I feel like it just depends on
Well,
like.
then don't forget finding the right
It
person.
depends on what
Well, no
you.
shit.
Woman.
It depends.
But
on
Matt was
what-
able to dedicate 24/7 on that, you know what I mean? On just the woman.
It depends on what your prospects look like as well in terms of the job market. You know what I mean? Like, it really does. Like, the more and more important it is becoming, like, college is becoming a more important asset in the modern job market. But
Well,
even with that, it's costing you more and more to go to college, which is throwing a lot of people off their plans in terms of retirement and future income.
Do both your parents work, Frank?
I kind of disagree with that.
Do both your parents work?
Yeah, but I think the modern day, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
I think the
If
modern...
you get the connections, you don't need that college degree.
Exactly.
I think
If
the
you know the right people,
Like,
you
right-
can fucking get that.
Right now, my
makes it
brother-in-law-
more like,
He's making $300K a year right now, and he's hooking me up with a job soon. I can be making $130 a year, hopefully.
Well, that's the thing too, is that now both of our parents have to work to, like, I know we're in California, so it's a little bit different, but you think of most families nowadays, like Alicia and Ray both work, and like that's in order to have a child.
That's to get by.
Child in San Diego,
Yeah.
you know. So now we also have to think, when we get married, do we want to be a stay-at-home dad? Do we want to work at the same time? Do we want to have our wife work and stay at home? You know,
Well, my sisters work, my brother-in-laws work, but my sisters are working from home.
that's so tough though, raising a kid and working.
Well, imagine my sister's got 2 kids.
Yeah, my mom raised just me and, like, didn't work, and I'm sure she had a difficult
Well, then
time.
again, my sister's thankful for me and my mom. They just drop off the kids at the house and we just watch them.
Yes, that's huge.
So I low-key do always wish that I could be a stay-at-home dad.
there's somebody.
Well,
But do you even think that's realistic?
I've had that thought.
Yeah, I do. I don't think it's unrealistic. I think it
In
depends-
California?
Dude, I just gotta marry the top
I'm not-
1% of
I'm-
OnlyFans chicks.
but
dude.
it's
I'm
also
good.
not
You're
like-
chilling, you're chilling.
I'm not even
You'll
sure
be
if I'm
chilling.
100% gonna like have a family in California.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not staying here, then like my prospects for like being a stay-at-home father and raising a family on a significantly higher budget with a lower cost go significantly up.
Would you move states just to be a stay-at-home dad?
Not just to be a stay-at-home dad, but I think in the future, once I finish my program and like once everything works out, I might move to DC.
I just don't
Just
see...
because like that's where like my field would be the most prevalent. But like and the cost of raising a family in Virginia or Maryland on either side of that border or in the city are significantly lower than
Do
California.
you have family out there?
It would just be me. My grandma died out there.
I've done that.
That's your plan?
I died.
You're gonna die out there.
I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna hang out.
Well, that's what I always think about is, like, if I want to be a stay-at-home dad, like, how realistic that is in California.
I think it is a matter of like the more we do it, and the further work from home will like innovate. Like things will be better because like honestly, I think the last 3 years since like COVID, we've perfected work from home to a really good extent, and we can continue to do so. So it won't be that hard. I feel like in the future to be a parent who's like, hey, I gotta stay at home with my kid. My kid's in the same room as me, but I'm typing some stuff. Like I have to do this and like get this stuff. And like the more it becomes prevalent, the more people will take off. Plus, like at the end of the day, a lot of companies like I hate to say it, but like they have like never mind. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so hold your thought. I'm a product of a mom who worked from home completely remote since I was in kindergarten. It's a very different like thing completely. Like both my parents worked full-time jobs. My mom made most of the income when I was growing up, but she had an entire capability to work from home. Like before this even was like Zoom and all this stuff was a thing. Like it's weird because like they're there but they're not there when you're growing up.
Yeah,
so, like you're left alone a lot. You're kind of like, oh shit.
Literally me.
But then
my
like
parents had 9 to 5s. I sat at daycare till 5:30 by myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that. Like I wasn't stuck somewhere for until 5:30. I was stuck until 2:15, 2:30. My mom was able to swing by and pick me up. And if I did stay late, I was only there for an extra hour.
Yeah.
Like that's there's a having your parents around so you can do it, and then having your parents work full time where they have to go in the office. It's kind of tough.
For my mom, my mom only worked 2 nights a week at the restaurant, and my dad worked 3 jobs pretty much.
Yeah, but that she could significantly stay more time at home with
She
you.
could have if she wanted to. She didn't really have to go to work.
It's like technically, because my dad was a pilot, like there's probably, if you put all the time together, 3 years of my life where my father was not there and my mother raised me on her own and my mom didn't work. But it was because like we were also like my dad had a stable job, like dad was working, like things were going well, like nothing was a problem. So she didn't work because things were a problem. It wasn't that like my mother couldn't get a job and like we were struggling and things were bad. Like just like mom is home all the time and she does this thing, and like I mean that's like obviously the ideal, but I think like as we move forward it won't become like more and more prevalent.
Are you saying it's like from what you've seen? Because I kind of agree with you. I don't know if it will ever get to that point where you're able to fully raise your child while you're also working at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think you really.
I'm the fucking product.
Yeah.
Of that, dude. Like
Right.
I was the last kid in the daycare every single day because my
yeah.
parents had work till 5:30.
There's an argument to where there's something good about it though. You got the ability to discover your own independence in a way that a lot of people don't get to. Like you hear people with their like they were key lock kids and they were able to run the streets and have fun and hang out. Like fuck, if I lived in that time, I would have been one of those kids.
That's what me and Brittany used to do.
Yeah, but like it's weird when you live on the forefront of the like generation that didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah, like my dad talks about that a lot, like the fact that like he would just be let out the back door and like he wouldn't be told to come back until dinner.
Yeah,
like
I
for
don't
like
think I could
5
do that.
hours.
I could.
I
think it's different now with the
I couldn't
internet.
let my kid do that.
No, like not in the modern
No,
like,
no,
but
no.
that's the
There's
thing.
no
Like
way
that's
I
the
could
whole
let
thing,
my
is
in
like,
the
kid.
now
modern
it's
age,
hard.
like that's like what like people would be like that's wild. But it's like back
Yeah.
then, like kids
was
lived
cool.
in such close proximity, like things were happening, like
Things were
kids were
different.
doing stuff.
Like for my dad, it's like if you're not back at dinner time, you're not eating dinner. So you better be back before the lights turn on for nighttime. Otherwise, go have fun. You're on your own.
My parents didn't give a fuck around with it. Where are you? Oh, I'm across the street. Oh, alright. That happened to me one time. I ran across the street when I was like 4 years old and they didn't know where I was.
Oh my god!
It's not like you're.
But it was our neighbors. They knew. I mean,
how long
like
they looked
family.
for them, though, before they were like shit.
Was it the one that tried to carjack you?
No, that guy's not family.
Your neighbor tried to carjack you?
Mm-hmm.
That man not family.
Dude, I thought it was Charlie.
Why did you think it was
Did you
Charlie?
call
It
Charlie?
looked just like Charlie.
Yeah, did you call Charlie at any point during the day? Why would that be Charlie?
No, dude, he looked like Charlie. He opens the door and I'm like, he's like, get out of the car. I'm like, Charlie, what the fuck are you doing? And he says it again and I'm like, yo, you're not Charlie.
And then what happened after that?
Well, he
He
like,
took Frank out of the car and
no, my
they made
neighbor
out?
got him off me. He was like he was about to wind up, and I'm like, bro, I got a bat in this car. Don't make me.
I like how it took you time to process though, and he's still
dude,
trying to jack you out of the car. It's like, wait, you're not my friend.
Thinking of Charlie could have killed me if that dude had a gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Think about it?
Yeah.
100%.
Or you just have no car.
Or I had no car. Well, I'd rather have.
I'm just slamming
No
on
car
the
than
gas,
no life.
Dude. Fuck it. I'm getting out of there. You're in the
I just
driver's seat,
imagine
the
you're
car's
like,
on?
Charlie?
The fuck?
Charlie, what are you doing?
Yo, hop in. The fuck?
Charlie, why are you pointing that gun at me?
Charlie, hop in. He's like, you're the nicest person I've
We're going shopping.
It's $20.
What if his name was actually Charlie?
That
No,
was
Just
no,
like,
it's,
whoa, good
uh,
guess.
He's Frank.
I have to walk away.
I don't think I should say his name. Just in
The
case.
carjacking code.
Yeah, don't.
Matt, he starts mugging him.
He used to be
Frank?
friends with
Dude.
him and Holden became friends when Holden and Brandon lived
That
on the
makes a
street.
lot of
That
sense.
makes a lot of
That
sense.
makes a lot of sense. Ian, I had this question last time that you
Yeah.
weren't here. Would you be okay with your girlfriend doing OnlyFans, or would you break up with her?
What
You didn't say
type
it.
of OnlyFans?
That's the question. That's the question right there.
Feet pics, just feet pics.
What crosses the line for you, and what are you okay with?
I can get behind.
I'm not really.
I can get by with feet pics.
I'm not really comfortable with
Say it,
Like,
speak your mind.
Speak, yeah, literally.
girlfriend having sex with somebody else.
1000%.
But it
Yeah,
just
it's a normal-
that's just
normal
me. Like
reaction.
I get
1000%.
why people would like if people want to do that. Like totally fine.
Why don't you film you two just doing it?
and post it on the internet?
Uh-huh.
No.
I agree.
I'm surprised.
I agree.
I also this is this is a pure hypothetical because my current girlfriend
No, yeah.
would not do this.
Facts.
In
That's
any
what this
way.
is. That's
Um,
literally what this is.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said,
If your girlfriend recorded a video, would she? Would you let her upload it? And you're like, no. And he's like, "Ah, I'm surprised.
What? What are you surprised about?
So, Ian, what are you cool with, and where do you draw the
I'm
line?
cool with,
Obviously,
like,
having
whatever
sex with
sh-
other dudes,
whatever
but
sh-
like, what are you cool with?
Whatever she
Wait,
wants to
what-
do with
you're cool with
herself,
what?
like I don't care.
I agree.
If
I
if
still
it
would.
ended up being like my girlfriend was like #1 on the feet OnlyFans community, I would not give. I would help take pictures.
I said the same
Like-
shit.
like, dude,
I said the
like-
same fucking
Like
thing.
it,
I'm taking
dude,
the
it's
picture.
like
I
it
got
could
you.
pay my
It's a
rent.
tough economy.
It
Yeah.
could buy me
Tough
dinner.
economy.
Like
It can.
There's
it
a lot
can,
of
It can
things.
make you the stay-at-home
Well,
dad.
Exactly.
Well, think about this. Say you have a son and he's into that
Hey
fetish.
yo, what the fuck are you about to say?
Frank, there's like a 0% chance that would happen.
But it could happen.
You find
No, it's
Frank's worst fear.
It could happen. That's why I'm like, fuck no. You walk in on your son and you're like,
No,
And that's-
because in
Who's
this
feeding
scenario,
us?
truthfully,
and your wife doesn't take
I-
the full
I
name.
100
She comes with her
I
stripper name on
100%
there.
think that like this is like a 10-year period.
And that's
where,
why
like,
it's a $30 subscription fee.
no,
dog.
but see, this is what I
Get
mean.
on my
Like,
level.
OF is only like a 10-year period where like me and my wife need to do this. And then it's deleted. Then it's gone. Like then my
Oh,
kid
it ain't
can
going
find
away.
it.
Nothing's ever gone.
No one's
Oh,
got
once
it.
it's uploaded, brother, it ain't going.
I mean,
nowhere.
yeah,
What are
okay,
you-
like in the deep dark
What are you-
web,
what are you
there's some
doing-
video over porn, but like,
What are you doing if your son's looking at feet pics and you take a closer look at your wife?
That's what I'm saying.
dog.
And you
without
walk
the
in.
OnlyFans?
No, like
Well,
you're-
no, what?
you like you know for your whole
Well,
life.
time out. You catch your son jerking off. You're not going to take a closer look at what he's jerking off to. You're going to be like,
You might.
Yo,
You
my
wait.
bad.
You wait. You walk out the door.
No,
You're
you-
finish.
what is this?
You
No,
go back.
you
You did the same
okay,
thing?
he's doing it from a bad angle. So first thing you see when you walk in is the screen. What are you saying?
What do I see on the screen?
Oh, it's
You
Rick
see
and
her.
Morty.
You see her wife's feet pics.
This is mom's
don't-
feet.
Bro.
Mom's feet.
What the hell?
Well, then
I
again,
think
you
I'm
might.
going to be so
I would-
shut
then
off
I would bust
that I'm
into
not
the
even going
room.
to notice. I'm like, oh, fuck, my bad, homie. Like,
And then
No,
I would
no.
break the
Look at your own
laptop.
son.
And then I would
I'll be-
scream
I'll be
like a
I'm proud
blood
of you.
curdling scream. I would go,
I'll be proud of him.
I would grab
When
him
I
by
walk
the hand.
in-
I'd show him his mother's feet and be like, you see that? You see what you did?
I'd put his
So
head
wait,
down next
so
to his
going
mom's
back to
feet
it,
and be
think
like,
about
bad,
that.
bad son.
You still
bad,
like
bad
it?
son.
You still like it?
Bro, not going back to it. Think about it. Would you still let her do it?
Yeah.
Frank,
Good.
that is such a
That's your
that,
mom.
that is such a one-off possibility.
You can have.
What are the odds you
But
have
then
a
also
son?
think about this. You have kids, and they're like, "Oh, what does your mom do for work?" Oh, my mom posts naked pictures.
The
of
kid
herself."
ain't gonna fucking know.
Your kid never
We
has
ain't
to know
telling
your
him.
mother does that.
I didn't know
He's
my
gonna fi-
my
you'll
dad
find
did
out.
Fearless
How?
for a
Not
long
how.
time.
How would
I didn't.
any of the neighborhood kids find out?
Literally.
How would you
They
ever
search
know?
it.
So
How are they going to specifically search your mom's feet pics?
They're gonna. It's gonna Google it. You
Kids aren't that
search
smart.
We could have used the
Kids
same
aren't
name.
that smart.
It can. Just think about it.
Frank, truthfully, I really think the scenario you're describing is one of those things in like the Daily Mail article where like, the parents of the local school were so shocked to find their kindergarten teacher had an OnlyFans. And they were like, whore! And it's like, no, this woman just wanted to make money because our public education system can't afford to pay her.
Plus, like,
Safer
if we're doing the
everyone's
foot thing,
safer.
her face ain't gonna be in that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the politician.
That ain't
does.
happening.
Or once she's,
That feeds into my worst fears too. I agree with Frank.
once she's young now and she wants to get an actual once she wants to get to a job, an actual
She
job.
doesn't need
She
one.
can
has
do
OnlyFans
that.
now.
She's allowed to do that. There
Yeah.
can be a
Yeah,
10-year
but like
gap
they're
on your
gonna
resume.
ask like, oh, what did you do before you?
You can lie. I'm so confused about what you think you can't lie about here. Do you not lie in a job interview?
No, I've never.
You've never?
No, I never.
How many job
never-
interviews have you gotten turned away from?
How many job interviews
None.
has he attempted to go after?
It's just that Ian
None.
thinks that lying.
You know
is
why?
morally okay
Because
to
I
protect
know
television.
people.
I don't think
That's
lying
why.
is morally
Exactly.
okay. I just think if your
Exactly.
wife has an
And my
OnlyFans
point-
and
I
you
have a
don't
point
want
on
to tell
that,
the
too.
truth about
You see-
why
but you guys
there's a
understand what I'm
10-year
saying,
gap
right?
on her resume and why you have over $3 million, you can easily not tell people that your wife is doing OnlyFans.
You don't have to have any.
Yeah, but you're hiding a secret from people.
Yeah, that's just they're still hiding.
You hide secrets from people all the time. People, you guys know things about me that other people in the world don't know. Like
I think
that's
that-
the point
I
of
think
knowing
that's
people.
I think contextually that secret is a little bit more difficult to dance around.
See,
I don't think so.
No,
I
there's
really don't
definitely
think
I mean, it's
so.
like saying
There are
what's
ways
more-
around
what's,
it for sure.
What's harder, hiding an OnlyFans that your wife has, or saying Santa Claus?
You
is
see
real?
my wife at home every day going in and out
Jolly
of the
Red
house. You
Woman
ask what she does
doesn't-
for
doesn't
work.
really
I say
exist.
she's a
One's an
work-from-home
occupation
accountant.
where you're showing naked photos, and one's a fairy tale.
Yeah, one you can hide
She could- she
online,
could
and
just
the
say
other
the
one you
word
gotta
model.
dress in a suit and pretend it exists.
Well, I mean, I'm just
I was a model overseas.
She ran a small business.
I'm just saying I'm just saying the scenario like, you're still lying to people.
I mean, I guess like your neighbor could find it, but like then you have more questions about your neighbor. Like, what are you doing
then it
looking at my
spreads.
wife's OnlyFans?
It's one of
So-
those-
Hey, you see the newest piece? $15.
yeah.
He only knows because.
Hey Chuck, I told her to leave a little message just so you can get that thing half off.
Hey,
Well, then it's like-
hey,
it's like
hey,
if- it's
give
like
me
a-
100 right now. I'll give you the real thing.
But then it's like if another family finds out and like your kid's is friends with that other kid, like
Well, that's why you gotta be smart about it.
no, but I'm saying like if
Can't
I was a
use real
parent,
names. Can't show the face.
but I'm saying if I was a parent,
Matt has really thought this through. Have you noticed that?
if I was
No,
a parent,
and that's scary.
I just have logic.
yeah, that's scary.
no, if I was,
Well, we
if,
have
I,
logic too.
No, if I was-
I'm not hearing any of it.
if I was a
No,
parent
this
and
makes sense.
you,
Just listen.
if I was a parent
Listen.
and you were, I found out like one of your, I don't even know like that. It's all I hear is OnlyFans, right? Like you're on OnlyFans. Like I wouldn't feel okay with having my kid over there
Why?
because
I
it's
wouldn't
like
say that.
because it's like they're taking photos at their own house, like you know what I mean. It's like your mind can kind of run wild with the idea of like what could
Or-
be happening.
But
you
that
also
doesn't
do-
mean they're.
Or
But then like that affects the children.
Yeah,
You-
you
you're
find
saying-
out it's
you're
just feet, and then you're okay. So it's like they're not actually.
No, but like let's say you're the parents, right?
Yeah.
Your wife does the OnlyFans, right? And then another family finds out and they're just like, hey, we don't want Jimmy hanging out, our child Jimmy hanging out with your kid anymore because of your family's occupation. You
Yeah.
know?
Is this Jimmy's only friend?
And then but like imagine you're in that scenario, like you can't like
see now you're getting way into it now.
No, but, like,
Let's
it's
get
like-
into
the
it.
point is like this. It's like if you don't share my belief, like I don't even like this whole thing. I'm like, I don't know that answer. But if that person doesn't share your beliefs and thinks that they should not be your friend because of your beliefs, then you already shouldn't be their friend.
but that's affecting the children though.
What you're
like,
teaching
how?
your kid is
Because
like, there's-
children's thoughts and ideas are different from our own.
They're
thoughts.
more
Right,
sensitive.
but like,
But you
okay,
can show
here's,
the world
here's my
around you
question.
with
Like,
respect.
if I like was married to a woman and then like while me and the kids were at school, like this isn't like something while like the kids are like around, but like while me and the kids are at school, this happens, and then all this stuff goes away and like its place, and then like when me and the kids are hanging out, it's just like a normal day. Does that really affect my kids? Like, if I just say mommy is an accountant and working from home.
No, I'm saying
Your kids.
I'm
What?
saying the scenario where like other families find out.
Right, I get that, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, how is that going to affect?
If
Yeah,
the
but
other
your
families
argument is
find
that
out,
it's
I'm
gonna
like, I don't want my
affect
kid hanging out with your kid because you're
How is
obviously
it gonna
looking at
affect-
stuff
No, but
you're
like
not
it-
supposed to be.
But like if like for example, I had a friend when I was younger. My dad didn't like the parents of my friend, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't hang out with my friend ever, right?
That's happened to me before.
And,
Oh, yeah.
And then how does that makes me feel like shit, because it's something totally out of my
Oh,
control.
you were saying how that makes the kid okay?
The
yeah.
children feel.
No, yeah, I agree. Like that definitely affects
Correct,
the kids,
but
but
like,
like
I don't think that's on me. I think that's on the parents that have the problem.
But I wouldn't want my kid to suffer through that.
No,
I'm trying to
facts. I wouldn't want my
explain
kid
it
to
to 'em.
suffer. Period. But,
Yeah.
like,
But that's also
shit's gonna
like
happen.
you're in the scenario of like your dad hated the other parents, so that you weren't allowed to hang out. That's like that in this scenario that would not be our child. That would be our friend's
Yeah, but
friend.
but
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it would feel vice versa. Like
Mhm.
I feel like your kid may feel lonely and what, but yeah, like I agree with what you're saying. Like that could definitely happen.
Oh, it could for sure.
I just think like it is like the thing of like it's really what your friends think about you and like how you talk to them about this and like telling them and explaining them because like I think there is a way to be like, hey, like this is what we're doing. Like it's not really weird. Like we're only doing this. Like blank is happening. Like it's private. If you want to know more about it, like you can talk to us. But really, like there's nothing really to talk about. We have a lot of like. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you would notice anything different in your friends other than like they would be like, oh, like we can afford to take everybody out here, like or whatnot. Like they maybe flash a little more cash around, but and I feel like that says a lot more about the people doing it and like their personalities in terms of money, like we were talking about earlier, rather than like you as their friend. But I don't know, like I feel like overall like porn stars have friends are friends with normal people, like it's a normal profession, yeah. It's not.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
say like quote unquote normal like an electrician, but like it's a profession. It's real. People do it. I support them doing it. Go power to them. Like do whatever you want. Doesn't really affect me.
I get it. Power to each person, dude.
Yes.
Just at that point, it's whatever someone's choosing. It's life choices, and was there something you wanted to say?
No, go.
No, I don't even know what I was saying. Some fucking
Okay.
But whatever.
So I.
Okay.
Matt's
How-
cooking. I know.
What do you
Matt's
got?
cooking.
What
No,
do you got?
I've just been sitting on this for a minute. I told you earlier.
How-
I've been sitting on something for a while.
Oh,
Go.
go.
You go.
You
You
lead
go.
What,
me.
me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you
I already
talked.
told you mine.
I've been.
We talked about this at the gym.
You haven't
Oh.
spoken for
Huh?
a minute. Go.
I've been thinking about the pyramids and how they can.
Okay.
Oh,
How
okay,
what?
I've been watching too many videos.
How
Like,
what?
what the?
What-
like,
what about
is-
pyramids?
what's your-
They're not made by
talking about?
So
aliens.
mine is. I don't think this would work. I don't think it's probable. I just want to watch it because I think it would be funny. But let's say we change the way driving works. So freeways.
Huh?
From now on, the lane, it's going to be 2 lanes, and it's split. These are all split.
Two
But
lanes.
they're all next to each other. It's like 6 or 8 lanes in total. Far left, you have age 16 through 20. Next one over, you've got 21 through 25. Next one over, you got 25 to 50. Next one, you got 50 to like however old you can be to drive.
I'm lumped in with
I wanna-
50-year-olds.
I want to watch.
No, everybody has their own lane.
Yeah, I want to watch how each one is different. Who has the most accidents?
It's gonna be the
Who drives the fastest? Who drives the shittiest? Who drives the best? I just want to see like
Probably
how
the
it would play out from a
16-year-olds.
helicopter.
It's definitely the 16-year-olds. Per
Well,
capita, they
I
have
think
the
it'd be
highest accident rate.
just funny to
second would
watch.
probably be the old people.
I think it'd be funny to watch.
Old people are horrible.
What was your
at
But
driving.
if it's only old people driving, it's only
It's-
old people,
They'll be terrible. Some people might get confused.
and it's only like kids that just got their license. Only
No,
the amount of accidents that would happen
I
would be
dislike that.
He wants to see.
No,
a bunch
I don't-
of
I don't think it's
accidents.
gonna
I was
happen
curious.
or
I
want
wanted
it
to see a
to
bunch of accidents happen. Did you see the?
right.
Old
Like
person.
I just want
But
to watch
it's-
this from a helicopter point.
What,
Like
what's
that.
your point about pyramids?
So, I've
We'll go back to
stumbled
that.
across this idea that they had
I'm curious.
the pyramids will. With some of the research that came out, we had the Gyrus impact, whatever the fuck their name was, and then you have saying that human existence was longer than they previously expected, and they had said there was a human race, or not a human race, but a race of individuals that had built the pyramids and lived there before anybody that like any of the ancient Egyptians or Babylonians or anybody in that area. I thought the idea they pitched an idea of it being an electrical generator, which I thought was a very funny idea. It was an interesting idea because they laid it out in a way where it was exactly how everything was made should have lined up perfectly with how you needed to conduct electricity inside the pyramids. It was like
What?
tiles. I know, but the tiles like that were there. Like you can still see some of them, but they're like there's tiles like limestone tiles that can
No.
generate electricity. I know it sounded wild, but I thought that was a crazy. That was mine. But yeah,
Just want to watch old people drive the fucking freeway to themselves, man. I think it'd be funny.
I don't know. I feel like old people driving,
Annoying.
it's okay. Yeah,
Oh.
they're really bad at it. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
They should get their license taken away.
At a
Depends on
certain
what
point,
age.
yeah.
Depends on what age. I'm sure when I'm 80, I will kill anybody who tries to take my license away from me.
Yeah.
I'm like almost positive as soon as my granddaughter comes up to me and is like, "Hey, Grandpa, wouldn't it be cool if like we drove you around everywhere?" And I would be like, "I would rather burn in hell than let your mother drive me around." Where is that daughter?
Like, why do you think that? Oh, you drive slow. Oh, you want to see slow? Fucking
Yeah,
go 85.
I would be like,
feel
"Have
like-
you seen
I feel
what
like
old
he's not
people did in
driving
my day?" And then like you should like pull out like a donut. They're like, "Whoa,
Hit him with a
Grandpa,
sick drift.
you were radical."
We'll have a gas-powered car. That's what we have.
Yeah, no, yeah. At a certain point, we'll be like driving on the ground, and our kids will be like,
that's a funny.
"Dad, why don't you just take the Hyperloop? Like it just the flying cars work better." And we're like, "No,
Dude, honestly,
I like a good gasoline." Like,
if everybody ended up in the hyperloops, I would still be driving those cars so I can avoid everything. Like,
if it was less
So
traffic, I mean,
weird.
hell yeah. What am I?
It's like,
there-
what am I doing
no
out there?
cop is going to
Fucking-
be watching me on the lower road.
They don't
He's
give
going
a
to be looking at the
fuck.
sky road.
They don't give a fuck,
What am I,
man.
stupid? I know how cops work.
Well, I feel like at that point, cops aren't gonna be a fucking thing. Like they'll just know instantly. when
Yeah, it'll
they're
just be
fucking
robot
around.
cops that are like, let's assess
You
the
show up.
situation.
It's not even that. Like you'll just
They're
get home.
automatically biased. So
Like
they're
you'll just get
like,
home and
"Oh,
you
yeah."
have a
They
charge.
pull up the color card.
Like you literally go home. It's like here's your bill. You're like, what the fuck? Like yeah, no, we saw you.
No, they don't even
Here's
show
the
you. They
video.
just take it out of your
Here's the
account.
video. Here's a picture of you in the driver's seat. We got you, dead to rights.
That's wild.
I'm thinking like
I'd fight anyway.
You would fight anyways.
Fight this.
You would fight a robot with just like in one. He could hold you.
Could,
and then just
would,
tase
Would
you
it be
as you
resisting
sit there.
arrest if I? Would it be like punching an officer if I punched the robot? Or is it's not a person? Like
what
it's
if you
just
hack
a
the
robot.
robot?
What?
What if you hack it?
That's illegal.
Is
That's
it?
like hacking a government agent. If you hack a
it?
government issue robot, which is what a police robot would be, yeah, that'd be
Nah,
illegal.
dude. No, you got to stomp it
You
right on its
fucking-
pinky toe, and that shuts it down.
How do you know that? You're not
From the
inventing
future.
government issued
From the
robots.
future, dog.
You
He
could.
made the blueprints.
Ian, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You can either get $1 million up front, or you get $20 million if you can score 15 in an NBA game. What are you taking?
$1 million.
Same.
Yeah.
There's no way I can get 15 in a fucking
No
NBA
shot.
game.
I have to personally score 15 points?
Yes.
You have to wait, or as many.
If
as
you
can.
score 15, you get $20 million. Do you think you could do it?
No.
No.
And you can play the whole game if you want.
Look at them. They're all,
you get a
much
limited-
taller than
I
me.
need like a whole season.
They're much more
Maybe
You
athletic.
get one
more,
game. You
more.
get one game.
No, man.
Can I train for the
15.
one game?
Yes.
Oh, I maybe
Do I train with the
Me
team
and you
for the one
could
game?
for sure.
No,
No.
no. I'll be dead honest with you. You do understand the size difference
I know the size-
between me and that it's like
Frank,
they
they're
got
like
a
2 feet
foot-
taller than you.
Yeah,
Can it be assists? How about that?
no.
It's
no.
points. It's either you get $1 million up front.
We'd
or
be good at
20.
passing, that's for sure.
Yeah,
We'd be-
but they're not looking. We can't. I know.
What are you doing? What are you doing over there, huh?
We need actual.
What are
points.
you doing?
He's
I'm
licking-
fidgeting.
Were you the kid?
Trust me, this is better. Last
you-
time he was jiggling keys the entire time.
I'd rather him
I was
drink
falling asleep.
keys.
You don't want to watch him eat erasers. Were you the kid that ate erasers in class?
No.
No. Why you just put stuff in your mouth? You
were, you the,
really?
were you the glue
No,
guy?
I know. It's not like I'm eating it. I'm just peeking at it.
You're kind of eating it.
Yeah. Can you
How's it
tell me
taste?
Yeah. What's the taste of it?
Is it good?
No.
Is it metal? Is it like metallic?
It's got no
Would
taste.
Would I like it?
You want to find out?
No.
Yeah.
Where's my thing? Look at you.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, here's
Dylan, what about you?
Oh,
Dylan, what about you?
Let me get back in position.
You either
Let me
get
get back in position, bent over.
Dylan. You either get $1 million up front, or you get $20 million if you can score 15 in an NBA game.
Oh. $1 million up front.
Yeah, easily.
That's what I said. We all said that.
Easily.
I think that's too hard.
Fuck yeah, it is.
That's way too hard. And too much pressure. Is it in front of a crowd?
Yeah.
Your call.
It can be in the bubble.
Your call.
It can be in the bubble.
Your fucking call.
Damn it!
I don't
want
care.
the
I don't
bubble.
even think the bubble makes a big
No,
difference.
It doesn't.
The bubble
The
does.
I feel like you're more.
It
I
doesn't.
don't.
It makes
You're
a
more
difference to the
focused.
competitors. It makes a difference to everybody you're playing.
Yeah.
Makes a difference to me.
Yeah.
Technically, it should be more competitive.
You're gonna be the
because-
worst
It'd be
person ever
worse.
either way.
Yeah.
It'd be more. It'd be worse. They're more
If I
focused.
can be in the bubble, I'll take the NBA game.
You're gonna be
Okay.
you're already the worst person
Okay.
out there. So
I think it's worse if you're in the bubble. Actually,
yeah, you get more intense.
From what I saw, I was watching this thing about like they performed much better in the
The
bubble.
same. It's the same thing in soccer. Like if there's no fans or anything,
Yeah.
the players are gonna be more focused.
There's
Oh,
less
yeah.
lights. They don't have to worry about distance as mad.
The
Where you're
announcer's
seeing
not
things come
yelling
in.
shit.
Yeah, it's less about big moments, I guess.
You're in it for the
Compared to like
game.
football,
You're more.
you get one big
more
moment,
into
you're chilling. You know.
it.
Odell Beckham Jr.
That's
Did you see the thing about the enhanced games coming out?
What
Huh?
enhanced games?
There's a actual game someone's looking to put on where you could legally use the amount of like testosterone in the game
Oh,
and use like enhanced supplements.
I wanted to talk about this. Yeah, no, I think
It's a real it's a real thing.
The steroid era saved baseball, so why not
Yeah,
just let them?
Is that gonna be a thing?
I know it's a,
I
yeah,
really
it's a
don't
real,
think it should be.
No,
but-
it's a real thing. Like someone was able to fund it, and they're getting ready. Like they have ads on YouTube saying that there's the fastest man alive there, and it's
Because he took steroids, he's the fastest man alive.
yeah, they're all on. Everybody that
Does
competing
that
against-
count? Do we
I mean,
count that as the
is there-
fastest
do
man
Technically,
alive?
everybody's on steroids, and in cycling community,
Here's a
you have to
question.
go back to the 118
Can-
or 18th
can I
place
ask you
to
a
find
qu-
somebody.
Here's a question,
What?
and I don't know the answer to this.
What?
If
Beat me to it.
can racehorses be drugged? Because if racehorses are drugged, why are they allowed to take steroids and we as people aren't?
Well, we are.
Well, we don't treat horses the same as humans.
Well,
It-
okay.
but we should.
Hold on.
Should we not?
No.
Should we
I don't
give
want to
them
get shot in the
rights?
head if I break my leg.
But-
They might. Russia
But
might.
maybe we give them rights.
Oh, give the horses rights?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. I'm down.
I mean,
What's the point?
people do, right?
People give.
Every professional sports, almost every professional sports person does.
How dare you?
Yeah.
No.
Uh huh. They
No
don't have to.
doping.
They don't have to.
Fernando
But-
Tatis just had a different doctor in Puerto Rico than the MLB one.
Well, the thing with
he
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
doping.
well, the thing with the
They all are doping.
they're all doping because
Recovery is much more. It's way. You're doing it as an insane.
Well, the
level.
gap in between seasons is much shorter than it's ever been before.
Well,
You
there's
don't have
no-
time for
no,
recovery.
it's because
It's
the
like-
That's yeah.
it's because the commissions they can't catch up fast enough to the new drugs coming out. Because once they find out the new drug that's coming out and they can confirm that's a performance enhancing drug, it takes like 10 years. And then like there's already 10 new products that people inject into themselves.
Well, it's also like the cycling. There's a lot of cycling to where it's like when you come off of it, and they don't. You can come off of it off a long distance, and the amount for them to actually track that it's in your system is so minimal. Like they can't. Like they really don't
Because
have
of
the
drugging?
ability to.
The drugging.
Yeah, I mean that's how Russia was able to get around it. Was
Like European soccer players, it's different over there.
Yeah.
They make you take a medical drug test right in front of them. They put you on.
yeah, but the thing is like when you're coming on and off cycles, there's always like a time frame.
They make him do it a lot.
Coming off cycles or going
Yeah,
on cycles.
off cycles. Like
Because it's
after
like,
a game, before a game, you got to take a test, no matter what.
no, yeah, but when they're in the off season, like you can take out.
I'm sure.
You're gonna for it's just for some like sport like in the
Yeah, but
NFL.
who
you can
wants to be
tell
drugged for off season?
recovery? I just to
Nah,
build
that's different.
stamina
Yeah.
or to build
What?
certain
That's not
things.
water.
Well, the thing about it too, a lot of these players hire trainers to come with them, and
yeah.
I'm sure these trainers are
Well,
talking for
I'm
them.
not like there. There's a lot like I know NFL there is because some of those like recoveries are too insane. You can see in UFC like McGregor clearly. I don't want to make any crazy claims.
Yeah, but how long is an NFL season? Off season.
Off season, like 6 months.
See, in soccer, it's different.
Well, yeah, and there's sports where this athlete clear is not. I'm saying there's, but for recovery for a lot of people, it is the best option because you're able to bounce back as quicker.
I'm sure some do it, but like I said, when they go back to the season, they get tested no matter what.
Yeah,
And if they find it, they can't play.
Yeah, but there's so many drugs nowadays that
Like that you can hide it.
like you can hide it. Or there's like other drugs to mask the steroid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
because you can
know.
boost certain levels of your your readings where it drains out certain aspects.
Like,
Like,
you-
overcoats.
That I don't know.
You know John Jones?
The UFC fighter.
Yeah, so he was doping probably the entire time he was like on the top of his game, right?
Mhm.
And they only caught him once, basically, or once or twice, basically. And he was doping every single fight, basically. And they were measuring his, and to even further prove this, they measured his testosterone levels, and he had the same testosterone levels as equivalent to basically an old man dying or a young age girl. He just had he had no testosterone in him.
Fire.
So then what like? I'm curious what these guys do for workouts. Like, do they even work out or anything?
You have
Yeah,
to.
you
Oh,
have to.
100%.
They have intense workout. You know, The Rock is on steroids, right?
Is he?
Was, I'm sure.
Oh,
Clearly they're-
He's still on steroids.
He's still
Yeah,
fucking
there's
is.
supplement uses of testosterone. Clearly.
Steroids isn't a
Right.
miracle cure. You have to work out hard, or it's gonna.
You can't
kick
look
you in
like
the
that
ass.
sometimes and be that big with that much muscle
Yeah,
volume.
like
And also when you have the best nutritionists and dietitians in the world,
Yeah,
making your
you can-
meals every day, it's gonna make it so much easier.
I'm saying, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Oof. Like,
Okay,
shredded.
that's a freak. He is a talented man.
Do you think he's?
I don't think so.
No.
He's also someone who.
I feel like the soccer players aren't as doping as much.
Yeah,
If
That's
you're
what
not
I'm
using strength, you're just needing for recovery.
But that's just
Agility
soccer.
and
Stamina too.
Yeah.
speed
running
and
a lot.
agility.
Well, that's why the UFC fight. Well, that like you were saying, Justin. I think that's why the UFC fighters all dope up for the recovery more than I want to get big and stronger.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, well, in the beginning, a lot of them did to get as strong as possible at their certain weight class, so they could just beat the fuck out of
Well,
them.
did you hear that they got rid of the commission that does the dope testing for UFC?
Yeah, because it's the same one that's in the NFL, so it's going to be maybe more lenient than USADA. Because USADA used to wake people up like 2 a.m. and shit, to where you can.
But they're saying they got rid of the whole drug testing for UFC because of Conor McGregor. Basically, what was that?
Well,
UFC. There you go. No, because they were talking because Conor McGregor snapped his leg and he was
Yeah.
definitely on steroids and on a bunch of
Oh.
other drugs. He would post videos of him on cocaine, just eating a popsicle, going and all this type of stuff. But they were planning on having him fight by the end of the year, but he couldn't get approved for drug testing in time. So they just dropped the whole drug testing commission to basically get him back onto the fight card.
That's such
crazy.
old
That's
UFC
their
too.
fault. That's all their fault. Though.
Mhm.
I
But
think
they-
if you open the thing is though, if you open that, you're opening up a very big thing in the. I don't know. If people
Yeah,
are
no,
ready
100%.
for that.
Yeah, 100%.
I think people just got to open up to UFC. If you bring back what it used to be, I don't know how many people are being like, yeah.
No, they were roided out.
They were crazy. They were
Yeah.
just destructive. It's wild. But
And now they got all that CTE.
Yup.
yeah. It's fun. Broken. Yeah. The one you'd think would have the most CTE is the guy who spars all the time. Is that what bantamweight right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, you seen bare knuckle boxing?
Dude, yeah, he's in that too.
Have you seen that?
No.
No, thank you.
Bare knuckle.
I don't want to
Crazy.
see
It's
it.
such a different.
It's all
vibe.
blood. It's all
I
bloody.
bet.
Gross.
But it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Mike Perry. That's Mike Perry.
Nice.
Africa's favorite fighter.
Crazy lady set to try to deal her own kind of justice.
Yeah, there was something on the news about some Canadian chick.
What happened?
She was taking her. She got pissed.
I don't
off
know.
big
Someone
time
wrote
with
that
it.
as a fucking topic.
I don't have my phone.
See, I didn't expect everybody to read every one of my half thoughts.
We
What
also
would you want to
forgot
say about the pyramids?
We forgot to uber
It
you.
was
missed
about,
it.
it
We
was
talked
about an
about it.
aliens thing. He
yeah,
told me
about
already.
Tesla, them being reflecting a Tesla coil, because of the energy that can be pushed out to.
It's just some conspiracy theory shit, man.
It was an interesting concept, is what I thought.
I remember my mom's boyfriend was talking to me about conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
and he was talking to me about how COVID's fake and everything, and I was like, oh, where are you getting the information from? And he's like, this YouTube channel. And I looked at the YouTube channel more, the most popular video is why the current U.S. president is a lizard. And I was like,
Okay.
Hey,
I was like,
Love it. Love it.
great place to get information.
and I was like, listen.
That should be your daily news right there.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
and then he saw that, and I was like, he's like, okay, maybe I gotta review my sources a little bit better.
You
Maybe.
didn't dive
Yeah.
in any further.
We forgot to Uber Eats our Chuck E. Cheese pizza, dude.
I'm hungry.
Oh my
I
god.
need to go to dinner.
Did
You ain't eating yet?
just-
Should we wrap up?
Yeah, that's a good way to stop it. Oh,
Wait.
Already?
dude,
How
I think
long
we've
has it
been doing
been?
this for like an hour and a half. It's 9:28 right now.
Oh fuck.
We had a good episode. All right.
Good
Liz,
stuff.
are we closing it? Justin,
I mean,
God is good, weed is better.
Matt, weed is better. Frank,
Alright.
the hairy Italian,
I think we should.
Ian, and Dylan the beautiful.
Hairy Italian men.